This is a fickle nugget. It was invigorating, but also, that's pretty scary. I'm gonna say right now, do not put this bike in cadence mode. I have flown down to Tampa Bay, Florida, where I have met up with my buddy Matt from Electric All Wheel, and he has purchased a couple of the Magician Alphas. So I had to come down here to review it, and I'm gonna show you, well, most everything I can show you about this bike. So let's get into it. When you get your Magician Alpha, it's gonna show up as a Class 2 e-bike, which means you can reach up to 20 miles an hour via your half twist throttle here on your right-hand side, your cadence or torque sensor down below, and your 5 levels of pedal assist. You can also unlock this bike to Class 3 or even Unlimited, which could take this bike all the way up to 50 plus miles an hour. Hit that 50! This bike weighs 101 pounds without the batteries. It weighs 135 pounds with the batteries and has a maximum payload capacity of 450 pounds. And during the making of this video, you can purchase the Magician Alpha for $2,399, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. You can also save an additional $100 by using my discount code below. Magician says that the average rider height starts at 5'3" and goes to 6'5". Now your Alpha will also come in 5 different colors. I have it right here in gloss red, and it also comes in a gloss slime green, matte gray, gloss electric blue, and gloss white. The Alpha also comes in a step over version that you see right here. This one is the matte gray, and it also comes in a gloss lime green. The website shows other colors for the step over models, but those are not available at the time of this video. Magician claims the Alpha can go up to 80 miles on a single battery charge. The Alpha has a 72 volt, 3000 watt rear hub motor. It has a peak power of 5000 watts and a claimed 200 Newton meters of torque. It has a 7-speed drivetrain, an Acera derailleur, a 56 tooth chain ring, and the standard 7-speed thumb shifter. For stopping power, we have the Star Union 4-piston hydraulic brake system with 203mm rotors. The forks are from X-Show. They are hydraulic. They have 120mm of travel. You can preload them and you can lock them out. For the rear suspension, you have a D&M 38RC air shock. This dial right here adjusts the rebound. You can take it from fast to slow. This blue lever right here unlocks it, or you can lock it out. Right here is where you add the air into the shock. When it comes to a shock system like this, you're going to need a pump shock, and you can get one of these on Amazon or maybe your local bike shop. For me, I weigh 225 pounds. I need to make sure that this has 120 PSI of pressure. There is a chart that'll tell you what your weight is to how much air pressure you should have in the shock. When it comes to the rims, well, this is a double layered thickened aluminum alloy rim. It has 10 gauge spokes on the front and 13 gauge on the rear. The Alpha also has a through axle, which is excellent for bikes that have this much power and speed, and 26 by 4-inch tires that have an aggressive all-terrain pattern. When it comes to the batteries, well, the first one is hidden in this massive down tube right here. It is a 72 volt, 20 amp hours with 1440 watts of power. It's going to come with a 3 amp charger, which means you can charge this bike up from 0 to 100% in about 6.5 to 7 hours. Now, you don't have to remove it from the bike. You can charge it up with this charging port right here, or you can remove it and charge it someplace else. When it comes to removing the battery, it's going to be super easy. You're going to come with 2 sets of keys. Right here, you're going to put this one here in the front, put it in the key lock. You're going to twist it back. It releases the battery just a little bit, and there is a tab right here. You're going to push it in, and the battery will come right out. Now, make sure that your tire is turned just a little bit so you can the room to do it. It does have a carrying handle right here, and then on the back of this heavy boy, you have a battery indicator that you can push to see if the battery is full. Now, to put it back in, make sure that part is at the bottom and your carrying handle is at the top. You're just gonna place it right in there, click it closed, pull your key out, and you're good to go. Right here inside this rack is the second battery. It is a 72 volt, 10 amp hours with 720 watt hours of power. There is a charging port right here in the back that you can use to charge it while it's on the bike, but you can also remove this one and charge it up as well. When it comes to removing the battery on this rear rack, well, you have the same thing. It's gonna come with 2 keys. You're just gonna put it in here, turn it to the rear, and then pull it out with your fingers. You also have a battery indicator right there to show you how much power your battery has when it's not connected to the bike. To install it, you're just going to slide it in with these grooves right here, push it up against there, tuck it in, lock it back up, and you're good to go. The Magician Alpha is in the process of getting its UL 2271 and UL 2849 certifications. They claim it is IPX7 rated, which means it is waterproof and can handle submersion up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. I would love to prove this fact, but this is not my bike, and Matt would be totally mad if I threw it into the water. So Magician, if you're watching this, well, go ahead and send me one and we'll test that theory out. So let's go ahead and talk about additional features. Your Magician Alpha will come with metal fenders, aluminum pedals, a single-sided chainring guard, a quick-release seat post, a DDX seat, which is about medium length, and it has this comfort groove down the side, a rear rack that can hold 110 pounds, a front headlight, a rear tail light, bottle cage holder, connectors on the head tube for a basket or rack, a frame protector for your chainstay, and BMX style handlebars. I want to take a second to talk about how thick everything is here. This linkage system, these are very thick, and it has this new design that I'd never seen before. So whenever you put weight on it, this is how it flexes. Let's talk size and fit. Now, when it comes to the overall length of this bike, well, this bike is huge. It is 81.5 inches in length. And since it is a step over, well, you do have 20 to 21 inches of height for you to step over into it, which I think it makes it pretty easy to get on and off the bike. There are some adjustments that you can use to the handlebars so you can bring them forward and back. And I just did that in reverse, but it doesn't matter. Forward or back, you guys get the idea. Also, when it comes to the seat, this is the lowest setting on the seat post, and that's going to be your setup for your shortest rider. And then we're going to set it up right here for your tallest. Now, there are no numbers here on the back, but there is this groove guide that shows you how high that seat should be. And right there it is. Now, me personally, well, I weigh 225 pounds. I'm 5'9". I have a 32-inch inseam. And this is what I should look like riding the bike today. And check out that suspension. Cockpit Operations. On your left-hand side, you have a double locking grip. It has a rough but medium type textured rubber. This is your front brake lever, and this is your control panel. This is a close-up view of your controller. You have your up button, your down button, and your power button. To turn on the bike, you're just going to hold that power button until your display lights up. Your display is big and in full color, and it has a ton of information. Right here is the time, whether your headlight's on or off, Bluetooth connection, battery indicator. Also, it shows you what your percentage is. Right here, it says that we have it in unlimited mode and that the throttle is enabled. We also have it in torque mode. This tells us our pedal assist level, our speed, once again, your battery, and your trip mileage. Over here in the corner is your watts. Right underneath the display is a USB-C port. To go up in pedal assist levels, you're going to hit your plus button here. As you can see, we are moving through the levels right there all the way up into boost. And then if you can take it all the way back down by using your minus button down to off, and if you hit it one more time, it puts it into walk mode. If you want to turn your headlight on, you're just going to hold your headlight button right there, and then it's going to dim the screen and turn on your headlight. To turn the headlight off, you're just going to hold the plus button again until your headlight turns off. The front headlight, although is smaller, it has 9 bulbs in it, and this bike is extremely bright. As a matter of fact, I rode this bike yesterday at nighttime, and I do not feel that this bike needs any other lighting to clearly see. The tail light is at the end of the rack. When you hit the brakes, the tail light brightens. When the headlight is turned off and you hit the brakes, this is what it looks like. On your right-hand side, you have your half-twist throttle right here. Pushing this button will turn your throttle on and off, and if you hit this lever right here, that'll be your rear brake lever. To go ahead and change gears, you have this thumb shifter. You use your thumb to push the level. It'll take you down in gears, and then you hit the button to bring it up in gear. Let's hop into advanced settings. To do that, you're going to hold your plus and minus button down until it brings up this display. Here are your initial settings. You can control the brightness of the bike. Use your minus button to go down, and it lightens up in yellow so that you can see what you are on. Right there is if you want the bike to shut off after so long. Since you have a clock, you can set it 12 hours or 24 by hitting the power button. We're just going to leave it at 12 hours. Then you can also change the theme. So let's take a look at those. This is theme 1. It looks like it's in black and white. Let's double check here. No, it is in color. Nice. You have your battery percentage and indicator right here. This tells you that we're in torque mode, unlimited, and that your throttle's enabled. Your speed, your trip. This disc right here, as you change it, will tell you that you are in these different modes here: climb, stealth, eco, and trail. And then it also shows if we are connected via Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and change the theme. The second one, that's the one that we're using currently, but let's take a look at that third one. We're just going to hit the power button and accept it. Hit your plus and minus button to take you back. And this is what this version looks like. You have your speed up here at the top, showing that your Bluetooth is connected. It's showing that we have it in torque mode, unlimited, throttle enabled. Your pedal assist levels is going to pop up right here. You also have your speed, your battery, indicator plus percentage, and your trip info down here. To change this information here, all you're going to do is hit your power button, and this is going to give you your different stats. You have your odometer, max speed, average speed, range, calories, cadence, time, and then it goes back to trip. But here's one thing I want to show you. Right here is where it will tell us what our range is, how far we can go, but it will change depending on how you are riding the bike. Let's hop back into advanced settings. We're going to take it down into these modes. It's going to have your mode setting right here. You can't make any changes to that. Let's go to trip reset. And yes, we are going to reset today's trip. Let's go down here to more and take a look at our second screen. Up here, you have your different settings that will give you all kinds of customization to this bike. To move into those, you're going to hit your power button, trip reset, unit, miles. Service tip tells you when you need to bring your bike in for a tune-up. You have your AL sensitivity. That is for your light. Let's go down here to modes. We have it in US configuration and infinite at the moment. You have your pass mode. So right here, you can switch it between torque and cadence. We're going to leave it into torque. You can put a password on it, and then down here, you can reset the password. If you want to make any changes to here, go ahead and hit your power button. It takes you right down into there. Wheel size, we can change speed limit, controller info, all of this kind of stuff. I am not going to mess with at all. So let's go here to return, hit your down button again. You can change your language, move it over here. If you wanted to, you can change your themes using that section right there. From here, it has speed limit percentage and current time percentage. We can make all of these changes in the app. Now, if you want it to go back to the main display, you can just not touch anything and it'll do it, or you can hold your plus and minus button and it'll take you back to the main display. Do you want to know your riding stats? Well, you can just hit the power button twice real quick and it brings you into this section right here. It's going to show your trip mileage, your odometer mileage, your max, your average, and then just hit the power button real quick. It moves through. It's going to show your range, cadence, time, and then the final one does power, current, and voltage. From there, it'll take you back to your normal screen. So then just hit power button twice, and it takes you back to the main display. This is the Bafang Go app. I have the bike connected to it. It shows that we're at 100% battery. All of this is in kilometers. It can't be changed yet. So that is one of the things that they're going to have to update. It does show these riding modes down here. Actually, it doesn't show me anything. There we go. So you can go in here and you can make changes to each one of these levels. So it's more like a ride-tude thing, right? You can move in here and change everything that you want to change them to. You know, boost is going to give you full power. At least I believe we messed with this yesterday, so we might have set that up on its own. Let me bounce out of that. Right here, it's supposed to be navigation. It's all in Chinese, so we're just going to skip past that. There's nothing I can do about that. Looks like I got to do something, accept or don't accept. There we go. Oh boy, here we go. Yikes. Okay, guys, guess what? Avoid the app.
They do run the over-the-air updates for version 1.
Okay, well then you'll need the app to do the updates, but then like leave it alone unless you want to see what your kilometers are and things like that. So there it is.
For your info, good sir, Magician plans to run an update of the application within the next month. With those updates will be the ability to match the PAS settings, which we're relating to climb, eco, tour, boost, etc., and stealth. And then you will be able to see a synchronized units output for your stats on the home screen, so you will no longer be in the metric system. It will match your bike. You can select the standard units for the bike, they just recognize that there is an overlap between the Chinese version of the application and the US version out of Apple and Google's App Store. After that, it will also allow for finer control in the unlimited mode, so you'll be able to give directed paths instead of it being unleashed. What you don't realize is that if you set it up right now, especially on the first edition bike, if you are in PAS 1, it's full tilt. It's wide open, no matter what the app says. And they recognize that it becomes a problem when you're in cadence sensor mode, because in cadence,
It just wants to go.
and then it just takes off, and there's no control whatsoever. It goes full speed, and that's it. So they're working on it. They know it's an issue. We addressed these problems a couple weeks ago. They went on holiday. Now they're back. And so they've started the application upgrades to all the software and the firmware updates for bikes.
All right. And now we know. Thank you, Matt. I am on the Pinellas Trail here in Pinellas County, Florida. Actually, you see Matt from All Wheel behind me. He's on the Alpha step through or step over. I'm on the step through. Currently, I am riding in pedal assist 0, which means I have no power going to the bike, no assist from the throttle, nothing. It's just me and the bike. I'm cruising at 14 miles an hour with 0 pedal assist help, and it doesn't feel bad at all. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice, I don't have the same seat on this bike. Well, I'm also wearing a different shirt. If we went to lunch, we had pizza. I got pizza grease on the shirt. So I had to change my shirt, but it's the same day. Yesterday, we took this bike out for a ride. After 10 miles of riding on this bike, that seat was killing me. And I did not want to take this bike for another ride with that seat. I didn't want to do the review with it. And so because of that, well, we put on the Cloud 9 seat. Guys, I have to tell you, it is so much better. This is definitely going to change my thoughts on today's ride. I'm going to be very happy with it. Now, this does have a torque sensor or a cadence sensor. Right now we have it into torque mode. Is the first one. The first mode is climb. I'm going to put it in a couple gears and make it comfortable. If you're not aware of what a torque sensor is, well, what it does is you can cruise along at a normal speed. Like right now we're cruising at 15 miles an hour because of the pressure that I am putting on the pedals. But if I go ahead and start applying more pressure, we speed up. And right now we're doing 23 miles an hour as we come up on this bridge. All right, woo. And that's how a torque sensor works. The higher pedal assist level that you put it in, the easier it's going to be to go up to a higher speed and to maintain the higher speeds as well. So this is in climb mode. Need to have Matt explain to me how this climb mode works and what's the purpose of it. Matt, this has climb mode. Can you explain it?
The climb mode is just a high torque scenario, which is meant to facilitate a nice, huge grade like you're used to up north. We don't have that here.
Right. Everything is flat
You
here.
don't need to climb anything. You could think of it, yes, like a good short-term takeoff launch, but it's not gonna.
Is it kind of like a boost mode?
Yeah.
Okay,
What
all
you
right.
would know to be boost.
Like low end torque.
Yeah, but climb has been the designator for the past.
It's capped at 28 miles an hour, so it doesn't matter if you're in unlimited or whatever. Right now, if you missed Cockpit Operations, I do have the bike in torque mode, unlimited, and we have the throttle to not follow your pedal assist levels. The great thing about a bike like this is you can set those up however you want it. You can put it into class 1 mode. What's that?
See you down there.
All right. We're gonna go follow Matt here a little bit. Well, we might as well do the off-road test because that's what we're just gonna jump to that right now. Oh gosh, a little bit rough. Moving along. Guys, I've had so many technical issues. Woo! Hang on. This suspension is working excellent. This doesn't even show how rough these ruts are, but we have some ruts that we are dealing with, and we are just cruising. We're doing 29 miles an hour while shooting through here. And this bike feels like it's in total control. Holy cow, we didn't do anything. We hit it so hard that you bounced your bag off the back. Look, Matt is, my wife was like, be careful. I know, you shook the whole bag right off the back. My wife is like, Look, Matt is going to make you do things that you don't normally do. So yeah, and she's correct. Like, we didn't even go through all the pedal assist levels, and I'm already taking this thing off road at 30 miles an hour. Is it dangerous? I can tell you right now, it did not feel dangerous at all. This thing felt totally fine going over that. That was incredibly smooth, man. That was probably the most comfortable and most secure that I have felt. That off-road was rougher than anything that I have put it on any of my other reviews that wasn't a single track mountain bike trail. Let's go ahead and check out the GPS to speedometer. You know what? I'm going to put it in cruise mode, and that way we'll know. Just if you want to use the cruise control, just get a constant speed, hold down the minus button. You'll see the indicator turn on, and now you're in cruise. Right now, the GPS is showing we're doing 23 miles an hour. The display is showing we're doing 24. When it comes to these different levels, I'll have the GPS going for top speed. I do not like going top speed on these bikes. It goes super fast. I'm not gonna lie about that, but it's what I do. I gotta do it at least once, and that is the only time you'll see me doing it on this bike. That's the nice thing is they have roads here that we can get out and actually go up to top speed. Unlike Chicago, where I have to do it on a bike trail. Like, I would never have to do it on a trail like this, although very nice. There are a lot of bikes on the bike trail here, and I do like that. So right now, there's no way to switch it from torque to cadence while riding, right?
You'd have to do it in the settings.
Okay.
I think it disables all until you get it set and then bring it back to the main.
Yeah, okay.
I have not tested that on the fly.
Well, I didn't see anywhere on here that would allow you to do it. So if you guys wanted to switch it between torque and cadence, you're going to have to do it in the display, which means you're going to stop and all of that, which is what we will do right up here. We are now in cadence mode. We're on the very lowest level, which is climb, and we are shooting forward. With a cadence sensor, how that works is the bike will only go as fast as a certain pedal assist level. And right now I have it in the lowest level, and we are climbing. We're at 24, 25, and I am just barely moving the pedals. And normally the way that works is the bike is only going to go to a certain speed in each one of those levels. So riding this bike in cadence mode is definitely not ideal at the moment, the way this one's set up. I just put it into stealth to see what the difference might be. Yeah, we're just launching forward. Realistically, we should only be doing about 20 miles an hour, although I do have it in unlimited mode. So let me go ahead and pull over. I want to see if I put it into class 3, if that's going to change anything. I'm putting it into class 3 to see if that actually changes anything.
Yeah, but it gives you the limits, so it will change everything.
Good. I decided to go ahead and put it into class 2 speeds. And let me drop it back down to climb, which should be pedal assist number 1. This bike should barely move along at a slow rate of speed, and it does. All right, so we're doing 8 miles an hour in pedal assist number 1. And class 2, let's go for pedal assist number 2 in stealth. And I feel no difference. We are cruising at 8 miles an hour. I could totally get passed by those little ones right there. All right, let's go for 3. All right, now we're moving 12 miles an hour. Oh, you put it into 4, man. It just springs you forward, which is where these grips come in handy, because I like these grips whenever this bike wants to launch forward. Your hands don't feel, oh my gosh, your hands don't feel like they're going to slip off. Okay, I'm in pedal assist number 5, and it jumps forward. That actually felt pretty crazy. Not ideal. I'm going to say right now, do not put this bike in cadence mode. That is my honest opinion. I know they're still making changes to it, but do not put this bike in cadence mode. We're going to go back to torque. That is a lot safer. Holy cow.
Yep.
I mean, I only had it at 20, and that thing just jumped forward to get to 20. Yep. Oh, boy.
I mean, you know I'm a cadence guy, but there's a lot of control that comes from these bikes with the torque sensor, and that part is refined enough. Almost too sensitive, especially on rotation.
In torque mode and infinite, this bike is a pleasure to ride, but it is it's something else when you put it into cadence mode.
I think they need a lot more refinement in cadence, or at least a push on the firmware to fix what's going on. So give you control through the app.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be something. All right, let's put it into something doable, something you'll actually enjoy and not feel sketch about, or at least me. So if I didn't make it clear enough, when you have it into torque mode and you have a lower setting like climb, you can go faster. It just takes more effort with your legs to get it to do that. If I put it into boost, we should still get up to a higher speed, but it would be less power or less effort. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it into boost and then let me crank down on it. And we're slowing down. This thing shot up to 30 miles an hour real quick. But now I'm curious. Matt, have you tried this thing like in class 3?
No.
And see if it just in torque mode?
No.
Okay, well, let's do that.
You know I have habits that are hard to break. Don't read the instructions, number 1. 2, unlock everything.
Yeah, that's 100% your MO there, champ.
All battery all the time.
All battery all the time. We're going to pop in here. We're popping into modes. You have to pick US or Canada. We're going to go for class 3. I mean, realistically, that's where you would want to be. All right, we should be set up now. So our top speed should be no faster than 28 miles an hour. Oh, class 3 takes the throttle away. I forgot about that. So now you have no throttle in class 3. What fun is that? All right, I'm in way too high of a gear. Oh, let's go. Oh, the throttle kicked in immediately though. So even though I'm in a higher gear, it kicked in immediately. I feel like my seat's too low. Now we're cruising at 12 miles an hour. If I crank down on the pedals, it should shoot us up to 28, but it is not. We're not moving at all. We're not going any faster in torque mode. Oh, that's a smoker. All right, let's try Eco. 17 miles an hour. Trail. Let's start going up in gear. Trail will take you to 20. All right, so here's what I've learned, guys, that if you have it in torque, let me slow down my pedaling to see if it holds the speed. It kind of does. It slows down a little bit. So right now, if you put it in torque mode and you put it into class 3, it's going to act more like a cadence sensor. To get the best riding experience out of this bike, it needs to be in infinite and torque, because that way you have use of the throttle, or unless you like it acting like a cadence sensor. Well, hang on, let's try this. Boost. This bike should get up to 28 miles an hour. It's in pedal assist, or it's in class 3 mode. We should be able to crank it up to 28 miles an hour, and that is the top speed. Yeah, we're going to put this thing back into infinite. Make sure we keep it in torque, and it will be, this is how you're going to get the best riding experience out of this bike currently as of the date of this video. Whew. There's some learning with this bike, boy. This is a fickle nugget.
They can fix it though.
Oh, they can. Yeah, well, it can all be done through that kind of setup, which is fine, because in when we were riding this yesterday in infinite mode,
You didn't even know.
it was it's so nice. It's so nice. But that's the thing, though. It's like, okay, well, clearly there's some adjustments that needs to be done. Let's go find a road, see what the top speed of this thing is. You've seen the other reviews. They talk about how quiet this bike is, and they are correct. The only thing I hear is the tires. That's the only thing I hear from this bike. When it comes to my style of riding, it is nice for a bike to come out here onto the streets and keep up with traffic. That is definitely a plus. I don't like doing these high speeds. I really don't. You guys always ask for it. Everybody wants to know the top speed of a bike. I don't find that to be the most important thing. I can tell you one thing that's really going to stand out is now that we've switched the seat out on this bike, it's going to be the comfort of it. This bike is so comfortable. This linkage works so well. That power delivery, when you have it in infinite mode, it is nice. The throttle control, super nice. This is probably the most responsive throttle I have felt on a bike, and it is smooth. It has a great power curve. I mean, we're only doing 31 miles an hour right now with traffic. You can see I have traffic behind me. We're not slowing them down any, so that's the thing. If we go any faster, we're going to hit the car in front of us. So far, just in these kind of modes, this thing is a pleasure to ride. If you put it in cadence mode, though, holy cow, look out. Or if you change it into any of the class modes, it's not going to feel as good as riding it in infinite mode, which doesn't mean you have to go balls to the wall all the time. The only time I'm going to be going fast on this bike is just to show you the top speed, and after that, well, we're just going to be cruising in the 20s and 30s. Yesterday, I had this bike up to like 52 miles an hour. That was the top speed yesterday. I wasn't tracking it GPS like I have it going right now.
Race it to the car.
All right, let's go. 41. 48. 50. Well, 48 GPS. Let's go, GPS. 49. Hit that 50. Oh, there it is. Oh, 50. Oh, oh, now cars pulling out in front.
52.
50, yeah, but GPS was only 50. That was invigorating.
It's so loud.
You mean I couldn't hear it at all? All I heard were tires.
Tires are loud. That's the worst.
It was invigorating, but also, that's pretty scary. Not scary as in, as just that kind of speed on a bicycle. Look, you guys have seen me do it before. Never a fan. Look, guys, here's what I can tell you. When it comes to a bike like this with the 72 volts and the, 5,000 watts of peak power, look, you're not going to have any issues climbing up hills, especially the ones here in Florida. I can tell you that yesterday I was riding this bike with no hands. As a matter of fact, let's kick it over to that and I'll show you how that looks. Oh, so this one has the death wobble if you take your hands off of it. We're doing 28 miles an hour. We're just coasting. I'm taking my hands off of it. It'll stay straight for a little bit and then it starts to wobble. Well, it's not doing it at these lower speeds. All right, Matt is up ahead of me riding his bike no-handed. He's not having the problem. Let me give it a shot. Maybe the wobble was because of I was on an uneven sidewalk or something. But look at that. You can pedal it. I'm doing 21 miles an hour, no-handed, no problem. Riding this bike today compared to yesterday. Yesterday we put about 35 miles on these bikes. 10 miles in, I was ready to switch the seat out because I did not. That seat was just rough. But putting this Cloud 9 on here totally makes it a game changer for riding today. This is a much different scene than me riding around in Chicago, I can tell you that. One thing I have noticed, this bike doesn't have a bell. We are going to ride this bike in the sand and give it the sand test. Here we go. Let's see how well this thing is going to perform. This is a totally different kind of sand to what I have in Chicago. But we're making it. It's not having any issues at all. We're doing 14 miles an hour. Oh, how's it going to handle this? Right here. Oh, there we go. Oh, yikes. This thing is sketchy. Right in the sand like this. But we're moving right along. It's not that thick. Camera needs to move back. Get back. There you go. Yeah. So you're going to have sometimes it's going to be thick, sometimes it's not. But overall, I would say that we had no issues making it through the sand. The only issue I had was my drone wanting to make a love connection with me. All right, he's happy. He's a happy boy.
It's climb mode.
Climb mode? Yeah,
Let's see if it can walk out from under.
looks like he can.
It did not disappoint.
So if you're wondering, can this bike handle going off-road? The answer is absolutely. There is a lot of chain slap. I'm afraid it's going to come off. I think this is where they should have added a double chainring guide to keep that from happening. It hasn't happened yet, but it feels like it's going to happen. It is time to do the brake test. This first one we're going to do at 20 miles an hour to see how quick this bike stops. Oh. That felt good. All right, let's see what we got. Matt has a pretty good stance off, so every step he takes is like 3 feet because he is tall. We've already figured it out.
27.
27 feet at 20 miles an hour. All right, let's go ahead and try it at 30. Round 2, 30 miles an hour. Oh, I locked everything up. We just hit 30 right when we hit that mark. I feel really good about this one. And what I mean by that is I feel really good about the fact that I hit the brakes right at the right spot, right at 30 miles an hour. 54 feet, it is what it is. Dude, I hit right at 30 miles an hour when I locked up everything, and I hit everything hard. So I feel pretty good about that. Time for round 3 at 40 miles an hour. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna die. I might have been at 41 for that. Yikes. Whew. 75 feet. Now, you know what? This is actually about the same distance that it normally takes me to stop on these bikes when I'm going this fast. When you take a look at it, I mean, that is about the average stopping strength for a 4-piston brake set at that speed. We're going to have Matt apparently do the brake test at 40 miles an hour. I think he thinks he can do it better. So let's see.
That was a 38-39.
All right, how far is that? Let's take a look.
So it's 19 steps. So we'll do 20 times 3 is 60 minus 3 is 57.
57 feet. Once again, when you are going that kind of speed, you definitely want to ensure that you have plenty of room to stop. And there you go. Brake test complete. Nighttime ride. It's time to... This is going to be the first time I do any kind of review where I'm riding at night. Let's go. I am so not used to doing a review at nighttime. Not afraid to ride at night, but I can tell you right now that I can see everything I need to see. You will not need any additional headlight or whatever, although I'm going to turn my helmet on. There we go. That is gone. That guy's flying. One thing I noticed about this display is it is hooked up to my Bluetooth. So whenever I have a message going on, it pops up on the display. You can turn that off. Apparently I did not. It's a cool feature. I think if you're cruising nice and slow on the trail, it's going to come in handy. For me, right now during this, it's a little distracting. But the cool thing is I haven't seen another display that will connect to your system enough to make that happen. So that is a cool thing. I have some bikes with some big headlights on them, and I can tell you right now that this smaller headlight is just as bright as any of the headlights that I have that are much bigger. This is something that I do not feel you need to upgrade. It is time for final thoughts, and I have to tell you, this bike is not perfect by any means. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring in Matt. He is going to make sure that I am telling you guys all the correct thoughts, and we are going to see if your thoughts match my thoughts when it comes to the Alpha.
Fine.
You know, for the new version, for this new bike company that's coming out, there are a lot of great things with this bike, but there's also some definite things that need to be addressed.
Let's do those first.
The things that need to be addressed. Okay, number one, the seat. And it's not just me. I thought it was me. When the first day that I rode this, I put 10 miles on it. Oh, well, no, we did 35
Yeah.
riding around, and within 10 miles, I wanted to get off that seat. This is not the seat that comes with the bike. Matt, thank God you put a different seat on this bike for yesterday's ride. Because, man, I did not want to do another day of riding with that seat. And look, and that's a personal preference type thing. It's not the first time I've had to switch a seat out on a bike. I mean, it's happened. There's a lot of bikes that I don't like the seat on, but it seems to be a common thing in the groups.
I don't like the seats on any of the bikes. The very first thing, bike case, suspension, seat post, Cloud 9. You got half of that.
Right, but with this suspension, I didn't need the suspension seat post. Now, would it be better? Well, obviously, then it'd be like riding like on a cloud. But just having this Cloud 9 seat, that was, thank you very much, good sir, for having that and putting that on the bike.
Let's go ahead and talk about that right away. The port to fill up the rear shock is not well placed.
It is not, but we learned that if we put some weight, if you want to air up the shock, you have to put some weight on the bike so that you can get to it and actually air it up. So it's always good to do it with a friend or something like that. Because we were
live with bad audio.
We were struggling with it, and then he leaned over and he goes, "Let me see," and I'm like, "Oh, that gives me all the room I need to get it done." So, but here's the thing: once it's set, it's set. So it's not like something that you have to keep doing. This chain almost came off a couple times, and so it needs a double chain ring guard.
Yep.
Then the app. The app is under construction. Okay, we know that. It obviously needs some work. I showed you guys that when we talked about the phone app. There is one thing about this app, though. It connects to your display, and now like text messages and stuff that come in. Everything comes in, shows up on the display, and I'm sure that's something you'll be able to turn off. But
it's an option when you first start your sign-in, and it asks you if you want to have the notifications from your phone.
See, but you don't really know what that...
Well, I read it and said absolutely not.
Yeah, I should have said absolutely not, because my text messages and stuff would show up on the display while you're riding, and if you're not used to it, you just start looking down like, wait, what was that? What was that?
It looks like it's glitching out with something.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first, but it wasn't. That's not actually the case. Either way, they're working on the app. They're going to get that thing squared away. But the big one, cadence mode. Holy cow.
This guy doesn't ride in cadence.
Well, you won't ride this bike in cadence. I can tell you that for sure.
True.
Because right now, and now all of this can be fixed with a software firmware update and all that kind of stuff. But the cadence mode is messed up. This bike is no fun to ride. Matter of fact, it's dangerous in cadence mode.
Hang on. Let's preface. In Unlimited, this bike is dangerous in cadence mode. And it is because the settings have been released. Every setting for every PAS level, no matter. It's kind of like what Haybike did with their application. They removed all settings and then removed the tie to throttle, so it was just unlimited in every PAS setting. And so they required a definitive firmware update so that you would, whatever setting you chose in percentage power or the speed limit for the fifth level would actually be appropriate. And that's not the case when you switch the bike into Unlimited.
Bunch of smart guy stuff right there. But if you're just a normal rider like me, you put that thing in cadence mode and things start getting real sketchy real quick. And I wanted to check too, I mean, there's some other things. Like when you put it in class 2, it's also not just unlimited, it's in the class 2 and class 3 settings as well. So if you guys just jump to like final thoughts, you might want to go back to the road test part and see how this bike performed when I had it in cadence or torque mode in class 2 or class 3 to get the best riding experience out of this bike currently right now as of today. You need to have it in infinity mode and torque.
Yep.
And then the bike rides excellent.
Yes. Unlimited, and to all the counter thoughts I ever had, torque sensor. Which I appreciate it now. It was really nice. And it gives you an element of control through the entire power band that I've never had before on any other bike.
No,
Not like
it
this.
is, just having it in those two modes, like this bike doesn't even need to switch into cadence sensor mode.
Absolutely.
Like it doesn't even need it, but it's an option, but don't use it. at least not right now.
Was it proceed with caution? That's the advisement for that.
Right. Let's see what else. I mean, that was it when it comes to, in my opinion, when it comes to the things that need to be improved.
There are two things for me. I would think that I would want the maximum amount of capacity in the rear rack and that battery, but I also understand the thought process and reduction of weight to prevent the wobble. But the problem I have with that is you said you experienced a little bit of that in a portion of I don't remember exactly what you were doing, but you had the camera, like you had the double grip or stabilizers
Yeah,
on
but it
the
was coming
camera.
off to the side, so I couldn't count that, right? But the first day that we went riding, I was able to ride this bike no-handed. In this review I show earlier, right? So I do a clip from the first day, and it show people that it is possible to ride. Matt was on the step over. That dude was right. You had your arms back like you were doing that
I did the
NATO run or
Titanic.
whatever.
Yeah.
You were just riding it no-handed. I'm like, okay. And you even had a camera off angle on the front, and it didn't have an issue.
I stood up on it. I set the cruise control, so you can set cruise control at plus 13 miles an hour. And then I stood up and was able to freehand it. And it held speed, and it was very stable, honestly, for what I was doing.
This is probably one of the smoothest with the suspension. I really like how this linkage is and how they figured it out. Plus, you can have any size seat post with this because it goes all the way up and down. Ugh.
Oh yeah, the suspension is on the outside of the bike's post, so
it
you're
doesn't
able
mess.
to put a deeper post through there. So if you're taller and you feel like you need a longer post, I think the diameter on this one is 30.9. You can do that. There are people that are now looking at droppers. They've already got dropper posts in these.
Oh, well, I can see that. Yeah. I can see it because in that way you can have multiple riders and you don't have to mess around with too much with it. I do like the fact that you can change the displays, the themes on the displays.
Forget the themes. I love the stat screens.
Okay, so there are the stat screens. So let's talk about how many miles. We did 35 miles the first day. We rode 28.7 yesterday, and then by double-clicking the power button, it takes us into the stats, and you have 3 pages of stats, which is great.
I'm so jealous of that speed.
What, the 52.9?
Yeah.
Yeah, but GPS showed that it was only 50.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm still jealous.
Top speed on this bike was 50 miles an hour tracking GPS, but the display says it was 52.9. Average speed was 18.9.
Look at us. It's a 100-mile weekend.
It was more than that because we rode other bikes too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It does have that ability to show you how many miles you can still go on a battery charge while you're riding. I think the display does give tons of information, no matter which version or theme that you use. So I like the display.
And then you can, when it's good, you'll be able to lay up the app next to it as well. And the tracking, the map track, it uses Google Maps. So it's a really good tracking scenario, and it automatically defaults to bike trails.
Oh. We didn't test that. Look, I didn't get to do a full range on this thing. I didn't get to climb like the Hill of Doom with this, which is a 31% grade. Although we hit that big causeway.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to figure that out on the. But it's big. It is big.
Testament to the bike, though.
Yeah. No, I mean it didn't slow it down at all.
No.
That thing was moving right on up. Here's the thing there's this button right here. Right on your throttle, and it doesn't need to be there. And what that does is you think it's a horn until you hit it and it disables your throttle. And then you got to hit it again and turn your throttle back on. When you put on the universal thumb throttle, that will eliminate that. Yeah.
The switch is internal to the throttle housing itself, so that's that. The other thing, so I can get over having the button because a lot of people like it, especially those that have to move, for whatever reason with the handlebars and they need to grip it. They don't want to accidentally grab anything
All right,
and
fair
it
enough.
be in a different setting. So fine. The difference for me that is beyond this, so take away my affinity for thumb throttles, it's the diameter difference between the grip and the actual throttle itself. So inside, the pit of your hand, whatever we call this, you're actually doing this. You're contorting.
It has to be wider.
Yeah, it's got to be wider for that. So if you've got a smaller hand, it's going to be different for your index and middle finger. And that part I could feel after about 20, 25 miles. Like I could really feel it.
I'm not a huge fan of those either, but this one took a lot longer for me to, I feel like it's a little bit longer than the other ones that I've reviewed.
Oh, yeah.
So because of that, I was able to ride it a lot farther before I started to feel it in my hand. I do really like the grips. As a matter of fact, when you have a high powered bike like this and you go to crank it and it goes forward, these grips just, you don't feel like your hands are going to slip off. And that,
I concur.
all right, and that's a good thing. Although the first day, it was making my hand fall asleep.
Yeah.
Just because when these bikes are powerful, you grab a hold on them harder than what sometimes you're hanging on for dear life. I'm not saying that. Which, disclaimer, these bikes are for private roads only. You are not supposed to have these bikes out in the public. They're way too powerful. They even say it on the website. You have to sign a waiver saying, I'm only going to use these on private roads. We know it. You know it. Are you going to do it? Probably not.
Class 2 ship has the sticker. You have to purposely go into the application settings to make those changes. So make your decisions wisely.
Right. You can ride this bike around all day long as Class 2
That was
in torque mode.
Your average speed is 18.
I know, dude. Well, because I'm not a speed demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what yours.
None of
Well,
your
you had to
business.
hang out with me.
None of your business.
If I take a look at your bike, it's probably going to say a different. It's going to probably say a different number. You did not hear this thing at all.
You hear the tires. Don't get that twisted. They
Yeah.
are. I
Those
don't
tires
want to call them noisy because they're actually quiet. But if you extend the capabilities of this bike, first thing you notice is there's no noise from the motor.
None.
And it's the only noise you get is either the wind or the tires. Let's say this for the tires. Yesterday, during the beach ride, we landed in a massive nest of goat heads?
Yeah, they're called goat heads. Those little bitty things that will flatten tires left and right. But because of these thick knobbies that are on here, we didn't. We pulled them all out. I had to pull out at least like 20 or 30.
I think I still have one.
Yeah, you do. I had to pull out like 20 or 30 out of my tires, and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
And we're like, at this point, whatever happens, happens, because we're already real far from home.
And we did not. There is no additive in these. There's nothing. It is straight as it came from the box, except for this seat.
Rode these bikes at nighttime, right, as you guys saw, and this headlight, you don't have to put, like some people have to put additional lighting on their bikes. Not with this one.
No.
That light is extremely bright. I like that it's nice and small. I like how bright it was. And when we were going down the trail, there was like no street lights or anything.
No.
It was just all
dark.
black, surrounded by trees. And I was able to see 100% no problem at all. That is one thing you would definitely not need to upgrade as well. I think we have covered the goods and bads of this bike. Would I recommend it? I would. Man, this thing is...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You don't even know.
It was...
Unlimited torque sensor all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Please and thank you.
So if you're interested, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. Actually, we talked to them, and they gave me a discount code.
Good.
Scott100, and you can save $100 off of the Magician Alpha. You know, if this isn't your type of video, or bike, YouTube kind of knows what you like to watch, and because of that, it's going to throw it up somewhere on this screen. And I want to thank you guys for watching.
You don't do these?
So not normally. So until I see you again, enjoy the ride.